All right, good morning. Happy Thursday. I know it's a cold start to the day, all right? You guys are doing well. We're back on track with StormTALK for today. Although, why did I sound like I was from Boston? I'm a StormTALK. Sometimes I get a Irish accent. Sometimes I get Minnesota, Northeast Maine. I don't know. It just comes to every now and then. It comes when you're a kid and you do a lot of like voice characterizations as a kid, mimicking cartoon characters on TV. Some of you I know have done that out there before. So anyway, I need to get a life is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I hope you guys are doing well. A lot to cover here today with the pattern in general. No big systems coming our way. So that's the important thing I want to make sure you get out of the way is we're not looking at an active setup in the short term. There's only one system that we'll have to watch for tomorrow night. It's got a small little hiccup with it. Otherwise, it'll be later next week before we get back into the action again for some active weather. I hope you enjoyed some of the snow showers last night. I know some of you got a little bit of a coating on the ground. Timothy still got a little bit on the ground there in Shelbyville. Thanks for that report, Timothy. Karen is asking, is it sunny at 75 yet? No, but it's in the forecast. So that is step one coming our way. Weather with Jackson. March 15th to the 17th is having a severe weather trend. That's the one we've been talking about for a while now that has been on our charts. But there are a lot of questions on whether or not the system will be fully developed or what we call occluded. And that will make a difference on severe. Too early to make a call on that. I'll explain. I'll cover that system. Don't worry. In just a few more minutes. And everyone else good? All right. Everyone seems to be in good shape. The severe weather lovers are already looking ahead. They're already, Cameron, Adam, everybody's ready to, everyone's ready for the next big system and an alert setup. Hey, sometimes we just want some quiet weather sometimes. Even yours truly. I love weather, right? But I like the quiet days too. Every now and then sprinkled in just so we can just mentally reset. I think that's so important to be able to do that. These poor flags, so they're hanging on in New Albany. At the moment, they are aware, as I told you guys yesterday, they're going to go up there and get those replaced and do the proper procedure to get them, especially the American flag, the new one back up. So they're working on it, but these wind events just keep hitting, and it makes it a bit of a challenge. But man, that wind, especially with the New Albany flag, has really ripped it. With a lot of gusts that were just constantly surging between 40 and 50 miles per hour. It wasn't a situation that we had a wind event that got us to 70 mile per hour winds in about a 2-hour window. And that would have caused damage, way more of a problem with damage, to be honest. This was a prolonged, almost like a tropical storm type environment where you had just frequent gusts of those 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Sometimes you'll ease down to 25. As long as it's like that, usually the power grid can do fairly well, but just got to watch out for those surges that can certainly spike up. But now we're on the other side of the system. All right, so things are calming down today. Still got some breezes out there that are notable to where you're going to still have a wind chill as long as it stays overcast. Any wind is not going to help today on that idea. So it's another winter cold day. So where is the sun? Oh, that's a good question. It's trying to shine through, but at the moment, you can tell that it's not reaching wave country because we are locked in on temperatures in the lower 30s at the moment with patchy areas, flurries still trying to show up. But if you look at the satellite image from space, as always the case, wave country, generally the last to see any kind of clearing. Actually, usually it's the Louisville area that does. But there are signs of hope here, guys. Here we go. We're getting that dry air working its way in around the Wabash area, heading toward Western Kentucky as well. So it's working on the system. It's just going to be a very slow evolving erosion of the cloud cover today. So some of you will see hints of sign, may cloud up again for just a brief moment, and then they'll go back into the hints of sun. And then hopefully we'll get more and more of that blue sky later on for this afternoon. Enjoy it because the clouds do come back tomorrow, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to at least get some clearing to get the thermometer up into the 40s. But obviously the longer this takes, the colder the actual forecast will be today for highs, especially out to the east. All right, so we got one system leaving. In fact, it's interesting to see the secondary low developing there off the eastern seaboard. Anytime you get a front in that Gulf Channel there, sitting off the East Coast, it just helps to induce new low pressure. And that's exactly what's happening. new low developing heading up the East Coast there. So what a mess for them for a while. All right, but we're on the backside. So as we look to the west, it looks really messy out here, but in general, it's more of an issue of just general snow into the mountains, valley rain areas, nothing big going on here overall. It's a mix of smaller systems. We're going to be watching what will be a warm front, which is slated like this. So we've got the cold front that came through yesterday. So we had the cold air that rushed in. All right, so now here's the warm front that wants to push back north into the Ohio River Valley. It will likely do so starting tomorrow morning. It will begin to approach. I think by tomorrow, we should have it very much along southern Kentucky. And by the time we get into tomorrow evening, it'll be very close to I-64. And then as we get into tomorrow night and early Saturday, it will be back down to the south again. So it'll pivot right up to our area and then pivot back away. Now, in that motion of it moving up from the south, that's when we need to watch for maybe a little bit more moisture getting involved, and we can get some showers, maybe some rumbles of thunder. This will all happen tomorrow night is the main focal point. So let's get right to it. Here is one of our in-house models. I think it has a great storyline on how this will play out. You see the snow still ongoing in the mountains to the east. Otherwise, the clouds over us begin to erode away. It's really fast on this model. I hope it is just as fast. But it may be a little bit slower than this. But you get the idea. Improving today, just chilly. We're fine. Chilly tonight, but then the warm front does begin to approach, and we will have high clouds when you wake up tomorrow morning. So we're not going to get a full day of blue sky, unfortunately, tomorrow. We'll get some hints, but not a full day of it. Now, as that warm front moves northbound, there's just a subtle hint of moisture along it that tried to spit out some snow flurries in southeast Indiana around Cincinnati. I think that's the area that, if anything like that would happen, it would be there. I think the warm front would be already past us by the point it has any chance to develop any moisture there. But it should be past us by 2 o'clock. That means we'll have the chance to start warming things up Friday afternoon, evening. And now as we head into tomorrow night, this is a very short duration event here on this system, guys, because much of the daytime period tomorrow is going to be decent. It's not going to be bad. I mean, 50s, a mix of sun and clouds, not bad for Friday. We'll take that. But Friday night is when we'll start to have a little more of a kick here, and the wind will ramp up, not to the level we just had. It will be breezy, and showers will develop as well on the southern side of where this low pressure is going to be developing and tracking on that front. Notice the red. That will be your instability or your fuel. It does try to build some up right into central Kentucky as we head into the late night hours tomorrow, but it's displaced from where the actual rain bands are. So we're not worried about anything on the severe side. Not everything's coming together. Everything's kind of just lopsided here with this system. So it's more of a clipper than anything. But just be aware there could be perhaps a rumble of thunder tomorrow night as these showers move on by. But not everyone's going to get rain out of this. In fact, a lot of you will get skipped. And once this front moves on by, remember, it sinks back to the south. As it does so, there is still a chance, a narrow window that it could end as a few snow flurries. Won't be as dramatic even as what we had last night with the change to snow. It'd be limited to very small areas in northern Kentucky into West Virginia, which means, yes, a lot of you will not see a thing. But that's it. That's Friday's little wave, mini-me. Another mini-me comes on by. So it's a relatively tame setup. And we have the statewide tornado drill tomorrow, just nearly this time in 24 hours for the state of Kentucky. And once that is issued, all the sirens go off, your weather radios go off. So just be aware of that again. That'll be tomorrow about 10:07. But this system, the way it's configured, arrives so late Friday night, there should not be any confusion that active weather is happening right now, considering we're not going to get any chance of gusty winds or even thunder for that matter until later Friday night. So they've lucked out on this one. They had to delay it already once. I think it's going to be fine tomorrow. It shouldn't cause any drama issues there. All right, so it moves on by. We stay chilly. There is a southern wave that scoots by again over the weekend, but right now I don't see that being far enough north to really cause us any issues, but it may get close to give us some clouds on Saturday. That may sort of influence part of the St. Patrick's Day parade there into the Highlands. It may keep it more cloudy than sunny because of that wave in Tennessee. We'll just keep throwing clouds over Kentucky. Therefore, it'll keep us cool. So dress for 40s for sure, and dress for a small wind chill, although when you're packed in with so many people and walking in between the buildings there, it really isn't that bad. And you have so many places to go into along the parade route. So it's one of the better parade routes for convenience, too, just a lot of traffic, so we'll just get there early. But weather-wise, not worried about rain, not worried about snow, and it's not going to be extremely cold, and it won't be extremely warm. It'll be not Goldilocks, but fair, right in the middle there. So if you go down, wear your green, don't get pinched, and have a good time. So what's next? Well, this is where a lot of you, Cameron, Adam, and whoever else, Weather, there you are, Weather with Jackson. All right, you guys are all about the severe weather setup for next week. Not everybody's wanting to talk about that. I get that. But, oh, wait a minute, I got a spammer here. Got a lot of spammers here lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed the same thing. I've gotten the weirdest emails, but maybe they are legit emails from you guys. Maybe you are the ones that are getting weirder. Nah, that can't be the case. I don't know about that. Okay, so let's get into next week. Monday and Tuesday, most of Wednesday, look good. Look good. I hope you plan something. Whoa, this thing went crazy. All right, there we go. Plan to do something outside for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It will be nice. A decent amount of sunshine. Temperatures will get into the 60s on Monday, 70s on Tuesday, 70s. Likely Wednesday, but Wednesday we may have to sacrifice to the clouds at some point later in the day. I still think we'll be able to get in the 70s before the clouds take over. But that is the really nice part of all of next week. Really, it's the best part of the entire 10-day is Monday and Tuesday and 3/4 of Wednesday. So plan accordingly. Prepared to do a lot of sneezing as well. I'm sure this is going to really, kick up the pollen counts as our plants are trying to grow here. So make sure you keep those allergy meds close by. But then we get into the first wave that will arrive later Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, here's the thing with this feature that moves in. It's got a look to it for sure that can produce severe weather, right? It's got the low, you got your cold front, not exactly a huge warm front signal with it. So it's a very small system, but potent. It could certainly kick up some strong thunderstorms. The problem is timing and placement. This is the Euro idea. GFS, as well as the other globals, really want to put it down in Arkansas, which means the thunderstorm potential would be arced more like this. Misses Kentucky completely. The Euro is one of the furthest north models I've seen that is in play. And the second thing is its timing of bringing in rain and thunder would be at sunrise on Thursday. Of course, not a lot of fuel to be gained at that point. So there's a lot of marks against the Thursday wave. It is still a signal that can certainly grow in time and become a severe weather signal. And as you guys alluded to, there are some of the severe weather modeling that is already sniffing this out. I'll show you that map in a second. But I, right now, would like to see a little more agreement just because of the size of this being so small that even small changes can have some great outcomes on a system as compact as this. So I don't want to go with anything with an alert date yet on this one on Thursday, mainly because timing needs to be sorted out, and we need to figure out really, is this thing going to be a little more suppressed or not? Give us another 24 hours, and we'll try to make that call tomorrow. Once it moves by, we have another warm spell. That will be Friday. Plan your Friday, 70s, without any weather drama. But then we got to deal with another system. Now, the Euro with this one, this has been a signal that's been on for a while. The problem with this, the GFS, or actually the Euro, actually has a severe weather potential signal with it. Although the best energy does go more north into the Great Lakes, the low track is the previous storm. The low track was St. Louis to about Chicago, right? This one's going to be roughly Iowa all the way north of the UP of Michigan. So that just leaves us with the front. We're going to lose the foreseen a bit. Another sign of that problem showing up is the other models are showing what we call the occluded system again, where it's basically a bowling ball that rolls out with showers and storms on the eastern side of the bowling ball as it moves on by. But again, you're losing your foreseen. You don't have all the severe ingredients at play. Can still cause some problems. But which theme is the model trying to hint at here? Is it going to stall? Is it going to get cut off? If so, the severe weather parameters start to decrease. Just becomes a big ball of wind, rain and thunder, and even some snow showers on the backside of this thing. If it can stay a little more on the mature side as it passes on by, and that low pressure is a little closer to us in its journey, then we have a whole other ball game at play. The severe weather charts cannot see this clearly just yet, so that makes it a little more of a challenge, but they do at least see the one for Thursday that I just referenced. And you're going to be wondering, what does it show? Well, the analogs already are indicating that there is a severe potential with that little potent wave as it moves out roughly across western Kentucky down into Mississippi and Alabama. CSU does the same thing, has at least a potential for a slight risk across parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. So yeah, on paper right now, this would be a setup that would feature maybe some severe weather for, again, Thursday. It's just the timing on that. I would like to see a little bit more agreement on it before we jump on that one. But yes, we're watching it. And maybe tomorrow we'll be able to make some decisions, but we can't today, unfortunately. My gut feeling on it compared to the last system, my feeling was strong on the last system. This one, it's not as strong. There's a lot of missing pieces there. So there you go. There's the entire 10-day featuring, you got a nice weekend, a little bit cool. Set your clocks ahead. Indiana, your tornado drill is Tuesday. What a day, too. Beautiful weather outside. Nice and calm. Love that. And then we'll get into that Thursday wave, the small day break, but warm. I may have to go warmer than 72 on Friday. And then we'll get into whatever happens for next weekend. As I do think it'll get back to chilly weather, maybe a little bit of rain and snow near St. Patrick's Day itself. All right, there you go. Just hang tight, guys. Enjoy the quiet weather that we're going to have for the next few days. There's nothing major coming our way, and we'll do the worrying for you guys on next week. And don't be surprised if you start hearing about alert days as we get a little closer into that time period. Adam, I'll take your question. Then actually, I'll get your question then, Josh. Do you even see us reaching 70 in Indiana? I do. Models, especially this time of year, underplay, warm surges. Yeah, you'll be hitting 70 for next week there. Josh, will the extra hour daylight add instability? Nope, that doesn't affect anything. The clocks just shift. It's more of an issue just in timing in general of these systems moving in. 1 hour is not going to make a huge difference on instability. There would be a natural decrease either way. 4 hours would make a difference, yes, but 1 hour would not. All right. Goodbye, snow. I don't think we're done with snow yet, guys. You know that. You know better than that. But there's at least decent snow chance right now in the outlook. All right, I got to run. You guys always distract me. You're easy at doing that. I'll see you guys coming up at 11 a.m.